community call. It looks like this is our 57th meeting. So we've been meeting a long time. Um, it looks like last week we talked about these things in the notes, and maybe Yusuf, if you can help me out a little bit. But it looks like we covered inbound routing scale, and we had a PR 332, and we had PR 336. And then we talked about the difference between the subnet ACL and the VNet ACL. And I believe these would be ACL level 1, 2, and 3, which was in the packet transformations document or the pipeline document. I can pull that up if we need to see that. And then do we have any minimum max requirement for bulk API? Blah, blah, blah. So this is what it looks like we talked about last week. Right, everyone? And if there
Yep.
were, okay, and if there were things we wanted to cover from here or PRs we want to start covering this week, I can pull up my screen and take a look at the PR list. And if you give me just a second here, I can pull up the PRs that I've seen kind of coming through this week. Can you guys see these here? So these are just the changes that I see come through.
Yeah, we might want to look at just the PR list, and dash
Okay,
might
that's
be
fine too. I can do that
easier.
too. Yep. So I guess you guys will see that I've been doing some training to keep my CISSP. Lucky for me. Um, and here we go. I talked him into giving me some extra time. So, okay. Can you guys see the list of PRs here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. And so I'm just gonna move my notepad over to the other page so I can take notes while we're looking at this. Okay. So wondering where should we, this one was me. Update SDN packet transformers. I think I requested an approval from Prince here. I can work with him here. I must have made some sort of quick change here. Yeah, I was just making a change to further define active flows and things like that. So I'll work with Prince on that one. I'm actually going to go off camera. Okay. Anyone anyone else want to go first, or do we want to just start?
I can talk about.
Sure.
Let's see. I'm trying to read it. It says
Oh,
340. It says issue. I think it's the second one.
fix CI repo names. Issue
Yeah.
342.
So that's a little funny.
Ah,
Last week at the behavioral model meeting, well discussed Andy's PR to add the P4DPDK compilation. And so we'll now compile the code against the P4DPDK backend as part of ongoing regression testing. And in fact, Hanif raised the question, well, so we don't know if this is going to publish to Docker to ACR, because that's the one thing that it's not done until you do a pull request. I said, correct, I'll watch it. And so I merged the request, and lo and behold, it did not publish to ACR. And I dug in and found out none of them are being published to ACR anymore. We broke it when we changed it from Azure to SONiC Net.
okay.
All the CI scripts have some conditional code in there that says only publish if this repo running this CI script is Azure Dash. So instead of a fork, in other words. And so I went through in this PR and modified all the CI scripts to change that to if the repo running this is SONiC Net. So it was just an oversight. It was like a loose end from the repo migration. And the ironic thing is there's no way to really
I think I hit the wrong button, guys.
I think I lost the audio.
You
Uh,
have
Yeah,
muted
Chris
Chris.
just went on mute. I'm
uh,
not sure if something happened
Chris,
on the
are you
stream.
on
Oh,
mute?
my elbow brushed my Jabra speaker. What do you know? Sorry about that.
Okay. I
Thanks
thought
for
it was
speaking
me.
up.
I thought I put you on mute
What
accidentally.
was the last thing I was droning on about?
You said it's just always not possible to ...
Oh, it was kind of a silent failure, and
Mhm.
I don't know what the remedy for that is. You know, if it's not pushing to ACR, what's the check and balance for that? So it's kind of a liability, I guess, when you do a repo migration. And it strikes me that there probably ought to be some standard checklist. When you migrate a repo, here's all the things that might happen. Because even though GitHub automatically redirects everyone from Azure to SONiC Net, that doesn't fix this particular problem where it's explicitly checking, am I running in Azure or am I running in SONiC Net, whatever. Anyway, this should fix it. You can look at the files changed and see
Mhm.
all the
Mhm.
CI scripts. So once this is merged, we'll find out if things are really
Filter,
working, right?
gRPC,
Yeah,
P4.
all the see how I'm
Challenger
just changing
thread.
everything. And there was
Mhm.
a few loose ends in some image files too, where
Mhm.
my script didn't catch. I was looking for GitHub .com Azure instead of just Azure,
Mhm.
so that was
Mhm.
kind of maybe my oversight there.
Mhm.
Anyway, this
Mhm.
should fix it.
So I wonder if any GitHub experts on the call would know that, if we do migrate a repo, how do we catch everything that might be hard coded to a specific repo? Did Go Gohan or Prince or anyone else super, maybe Vladimir, do you guys know? Or it's something we can go investigate, I guess.
This is our build script, right? So I think
Yes.
we missed it. Yeah. So yeah, because this is not related to the GitHub. This is our workflow list. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just like a checklist. You know, when you migrate a repo, here's all the things you better
Mhm.
pre-vet, let's say, before you actually throw the switch.
Mhm.
You know, it's just but you learn something new every day.
Okay. Might need checklist. If we
The
do
the
this,
the
we do
ironic
this.
thing is the scripts when we do the make files, we try to pull the Docker image. If it fails to pull, it just builds it locally in place. So
Hmm.
the silent failure is, well, it'll take a little longer to run the CI script, but no one knows it happened. So unless you read the scripts, right? So it's got a built-in safety net, which is good.
Mhm.
So that's what this is. And if we
Just a
accept,
quick question, Chris, on this where you define the GitHub repository. Could you have defined this one as a URL, like HTTPS, and it would have, your script
Oh,
would have
with the
caught it
redirect?
initially? No, just basically, with HTTP : / the entire, fully qualified domain name and so forth, right? As opposed to just basically giving you Azure // or SONiC NAT // right? So,
I don't know.
mhm.
I'm assuming that those variables, GitHub dot repository, etc., is a well-known attribute that exists within the context of this script, and it's looking for the name, not the URL. That's my
Okay.
assumption. Just reading this, I didn't write particularly. I'm not an expert in every nuance of these GitHub workflow commands, but I don't. I guess that would have might have found it when I did my string search.
Right.
I
Your
could have just looked for
SCD.
Azure, I guess, Azure dash in my string search. It would have found this too. It's just one of those oversights.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
But what I'm saying is, I mean,
It's
just
fixed.
words of wisdom. Before
Mhm.
anyone migrates a repo, there ought to probably be some checklist in general, just
That-
kind of a reminder. And that's probably just GitHub tribal knowledge.
That's why we can't rely on AI completely, and we need humans still, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Plus, the AI might start chewing you out and threatening your job.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, did we need to cover 233 some more about breaking this into two issues, and and do we need to cover any more of this, Anton, this week? If Anton's on the call, I need to look.
Yeah, so I already opened a new issue.
You've done this, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna copy this, put it down here. Oops,
I think, Krishna, we have few open PRs, right? It needs
Okay.
to be closed. Yeah.
okay. And let's see, Prince, which one here? Which one are you?
I think I can discuss number 3, but before that,
1, 2, 3?
yeah, but before that, I like there are few peers that we already discussed and almost ready for merge, but we need some approval. So the ACL one, optimized dash ACL. So this we discussed last week. Hanif, think some of the comments that was discussed was also addressed. So
Yeah, this goes way down.
that-
Okay. Requested a review from Marian yesterday.
yeah, so Marian is reviewing some of the behavioral model part, but on the HLD, I think there were some comments from last week's
Okay.
feedback. So if Hanif or someone can approve, that would be great.
Let me see if Hanif's an approver.
Can you add? I think I added the comment based on the
Am
feedback.
Hanif.
Yeah, I'll look at it today and then hopefully approve it.
Okay. Thanks, Hanif.
Okay.
One question on this. So the GNMI model and the SAI API are kind of reversed, is it, for this one? The tag key?
GNMI. No, it's pretty much the same, right? What do you
So there was a comment on what should be the key in the pipeline. So in the pipeline, the prefix is the key, and the tag is the value. Whereas I think it's the reverse in the GNMI, right?
Yeah, in the GNMI, the tag is the key.
Yeah. So the SWSS will kind of change everything and reprogram.
Correct.
Because it talks about some one prefix can be part of multiple tags and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
The tag is the key.
Yeah, that is correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So Hanif will take a peek and approve, and then who would be the squash and merge? Me?
No, I can merge
You
once.
will. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Once,
then-
because I think we need probably Mari and Mukesh also to take a look,
Okay.
right? So yeah. And
Okay.
then I think I see Vijay should be here. Vijay, on that metering, I believe we have addressed everything, right? Is there anything outstanding? Because that's a PR that we would need to merge as well. Can you scroll down? Maybe. Yeah. Add outbound metering.
So this one, 2 weeks ago, we said we thought it was pretty much a closed topic, and I had put that in the meeting notes that I had sent out. And yeah.
Yeah, I have updated the diagrams, the pipeline diagrams and the outbound processing pipeline, and also expanded on the examples.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, I think this one we would need again like Hanif's and Gohan's approval.
Hanif here, Gohan here. So we've got them as reviewers. So okay. Thank you. And that one. Service turnaround time. Okay. Did you want this one
Yeah,
here?
I think we can. Yeah, this is few clarifications and also a new scenario that is being that was missed in the previous definition. So that's being newly added. So basically, this is called private link on NSG. So it's a third level of encapsulation as compared to the existing private link model. So in today's private link definitions, what we have done is two level of encapsulation. One is IPv4 to IPv6 transposition, and the other is NVGRE or VXLAN encap, right? So this one, like, yeah, that's the one that you can highlight. So if the routing action type is private link NSG, this this type was already defined earlier, but we haven't expanded on the on the action. So that's what is being this PR about. So we called out all the different routing types in the original HLD, like direct, VNet direct, private link, and one of that was also private link NSG, and this is how it would look like. So there will be a third action as compared to the regular private link, which will be an encapsulation to an appliance. So that's what is the action 3, and the pipeline shall do one more level of encapsulation and forward that packet to this this appliance or a dedicated device that does all the NSGs. So an example is captured here, but maybe Krishna, if you can scroll up a bit on that. Yeah. So yeah, I think this one. So you see the mapping table can have like now different action type. One of this newly introduced one is private link NSG. So we have already defined private link earlier. So this one will have a private link NSG, and you can also see a routing appliance ID that is being mentioned. So that will be used for the third level of encapsulation. So now if you go scroll up and you see the routing appliance ID 22, we can get the address, right? Like what is the overlay destination IP, what is the encapsulation type, and VNI. So the source of this would be the
that's
so
here
for
on
this
9. Is that 993 here?
993,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
So
Okay.
this is the destination IP of the third encapsulation, and the source is nothing but the source of that the current appliance. So that's why it's not explicitly mentioned. So this is about private link NSG, but basically an extension to the private link.
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
think I got it, but does everyone else get it on the call? So adding
Is this encapping everything to send to that special device, or is this only encap the TCP SYN packet to the sent to the special device?
So this one is encapping everything to the to that GOHAN. So we haven't had we don't have a model where we are encapping only the first packet. But if that is when that becomes our requirement, we'll probably would need to extend this. But at this point, for all the packets that are destined to this IP like 10209, it's all encapsulated to that. Not this. Krishna, can scroll down.
Oh, John. Yeah, I was just reading. Sorry. How far? What number?
Yeah, all the way down. So that's
Pro, is that the same, or what about the coming back flow?
Coming back flow is the
Do they
same
have
as private link. Private link, because so I think I mentioned that at the last statement, like inbound flow
Shall be similar to private link, and outer encap shall be of SLB mux, not the NSG appliance.
How does this interact with fast pass, if there is?
With the ICMP redirect and FastPath, or the
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I don't have that called out here. Like FastPath is something that is not yet in the SONiC HLD. But all the private link NSG and service tunnel, we need to have the definitions for fast path behavior as well. We don't have that one. Yeah, I think maybe the next I will add that. Maybe I can add to this PR or as a second PR.
Yeah, because I mean I know we've all read this before, but it's just the source ICMP redirect.
But Christina, the action is he just needs to
Yeah,
update this PR.
Yeah, I know. I was just reading what the differences were. Sorry.
But do we know that the fast pass will also bypass this NSG device, or we don't know that?
We don't know that. For private link NSG, I don't know the fast path behavior.
Okay, so we need to figure out the fast path behavior.
Yeah, I think we have to have the fast path behavior modeled for all different actions as well, not just for private link. It's missing for service tunnels also.
Okay. All right. So what?
Yeah. So this one, one more thing I captured in the same PR is like if you scroll up, there is few questions that we had in the past about the outer encapsulation behavior. So that's
is that 3.3.6?
Yeah, 3.3.6.
Okay.
I think I remember like in some of our discussions what should be the outer DSCP those values. So that's this section. Basically, all the outer encap will be independent of the actual packet. So when the appliance encapsulate the packet, the outer DSCP shall be reset to 0, and TTL is like at a predefined value. So this is similar to the pipe model that we have in the SI, not the uniform where we copy the outer to the inner to the outer or outer to the inner. So this is just clarifying that behavior.
I think this part needs a little bit. Are you talking about the customer outer, or are you talking about
the appliance outer?
But I saw the appliance, they have this trace me beads, right? So
trace me bit, if that is required, then I think we need to have a different different setting for that, I believe. And like we cannot have the default behavior to be uniform. This is like a default behavior.
no, but what? No, I saw this two things, right? So one is that for the customer's packet, when they initially get to the appliance, that one we need to set a policy to determine, what is the, what is the DSCP for that. But after that, once we derive that outer header, then everything else rests. If we add additional layer of the header, it should always copy the DSCP out, right? So the only thing that we do not trust is the customer's DSCP, which we have to enforce. But other than that, once we made a decision what is the outer header, then everything else should follow that same outer header to go through the network, right? So,
well, in that case, then it is the other behavior. Then then this must be uniform actually.
Yeah,
Right.
it is only, yeah, it's only the deriving the customer outer header. That's a problem, right? So, I mean, you know, yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But I saw that kind of a header, you know, the DHCP value is already embedded in the, from the VM to the appliance. That should always having that values there. Because you want to trace all the way, you know, to make sure that, you know, the packet goes all the way to the place, right? So even between the VM to the appliance, you need to know that, right? So you need to understand that packet can be traceable even from the VM to the appliance. So I think that header should be, you know, whatever the you know, the DHCP value should be there already embedded in the VXLAN header when you get in the VM, when you're going out of the VM in the reduced tuple scenario.
So then I think if I understand correctly, that means the default appliance behavior must be uniform instead of pipe.
Yeah.
Okay, and TTL, of course, we can have the pipe, but ESAPI.
But it's a little bit you know, on the uniform side, because it's not so, because of, you know, when you get to the appliance, you first decap the header, right? So, and then, you know, try to do that in-cap. But the in-cap, the DHCP value is not deriving from the original customers value.
But from the actual outer packet, right?
Yeah.
I can clarify that. Christina, maybe we can
I'll make a note.
comment.
You want me to make a comment in the PR or just
Yeah,
in my
either way is
notes?
fine. Like
Okay, okay, I'll do that.
It's not like a default pipe model from.
Should be uniform instead of pipe.
Or dependent on the customer. Yeah, should be uniform.
Okay.
But only thing is, it must be taken from the actual outer header.
Yep. Take it from outer header. Yep. Got it. Okay. Thanks, Gohan. Anyone else have questions about this addition to the HLD? Okay. Awesome. Okay, we'll make those changes. Then we did this one, and then
Christina,
yeah,
I just wanted to mention about the first pull request. Yeah, I just created today. So
yes,
I change it. This is another, let's say, infrastructure changes. So we're moving the SI repo to the official Open Compute, because currently the repo is used here. So we are moving to the official, let's say, Open Compute SI as a SI submodule. So it still requires some let's say, fixes to make the Jenkins happy, but just for everyone to understand. Oh, I see Chris is commented.
Yeah, let's make sure everyone understands it. So SI API uninitialized is missing, adding it to template, seeing a failure. Okay.
It looks like an easy fix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy fix in the CI, Chris?
No, libSci. It needs a new dummy function. The SI API. It looks like SI added a new function to the headers, right? API uninitialize. That new.
So, Vladimir can comment a little bit more, but basically there was a VXLAN issue that was in PTF that didn't let us use the official OCP as OCP SI as the submodule, and now the OCP SI is pointing to the latest PTF in P4 lang, which has this fix and it's merged. So we're using the OCP size submodule here in Dash directly without using our private repo that we had to use all this while. So I don't know if there's any change required in the CI for this.
Could you repeat that last question?
In the CI/CD, I don't know if you need any change.
No. I'll
Okay.
repeat it. It's failing. It's failing in compiling libsci for Dash because the SciThrift server is looking for a function in the library of libsci to bind to, and that's Sci API uninitialized. It looks
Is
like
that right here?
that,
The undefined reference, right?
Yes, it looks like that's new since
Yeah.
the last time we integrated with Sci.
Right.
And so there needs to be a dummy function added. And if you click on
Okay.
that, if you click on that link below in the next section,
This one?
yeah, if you click there, you'll see the code. It's really easy. Looks like we just need to add something just like this, right? Uninitialized. I mean, it's probably 5 minutes of work. You can try that and build it locally on your machine, Vladimir, and see that it's probably failing on your local machine too. If you just try to run make all, it would fail. So I recommend you add a function, should look similar to this. I don't know the function signature of API uninitialized, but it'll be in the Sci header files. Add that, try it out locally. If you can do make all or even make SciThrift server, then you should be able to push this change and it should pass.
Yeah, I just described this in my previous command that we just need to add one function into the Sci template.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It
should be pretty easy.
Yeah. Adding to tempo Sharu. Okay. I'm gonna put a smile there. Thanks,
Yay.
Vladimir. Yay.
It's good to get up to sync with Sci main.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
a main
Yeah.
goal. Yeah.
So I'll let you guys handle this one then.
Yeah, great.
You know what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, if I see it passing and it looks good, I can merge it too. We don't have to wait a week, right?
No. Okay, so
Yeah, thanks also for merging 332. This, the Andy's change.
Yeah.
I got to look at it. 332. Just want to see it real quick. Oh, the IDA. Okay. Yep. That got merged. Awesome.
Okay.
Great. Okay, guys, open for Q&A then, or if you want to bring up anything else. I know you've probably noticed I've been pushing the high availability, high availability meetings, and when we have content or discussion topics, we'll pick those back up. It's no problem. I don't mind holding that invite and keeping that. So still have that on our calendars. And something I did want to talk about, if you guys don't mind. Does anyone have anything else?
I had a question about the scale numbers for the Apple tags.
Scale numbers for ACL
Is it
tags.
possible
Okay.
to
Is it in a PR or just in the notes?
No, just a question for Prince.
Okay. Go for it.
How many? Yeah, I put it in the chat. Like, how many tags can we expect, and how many prefixes in a tag, or the other way around? How many tags in one prefix?
Okay, I think how many prefixes in a tag is here. I think it's like 8,000 to 10K, 8K to 10K. But if you're asking for the total number of tags and one prefix can be in how many tags, I can get back on that. Probably I can update the SONiC HLD with those numbers.
Hey, thanks. Hey, Christina, this is Mukesh.
Yeah. Well, I made a mistake.
Yeah, no.
Yes,
Can you follow up after I wanted?
My fault, Mukesh. Sorry.
Yeah, Prince, I think it's better to update that document. Yeah.
Okay, the scale section, right?
Yeah. I think that one doesn't have the tag there, but I think we need to add a tag there. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's missing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mukesh. Yeah, I will update that.
Good point, Mukesh. So anyone else, or I kind of had one thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, so it's Eddie here. So yesterday I
Hi,
had a
Eddie.
chat with the Guohan also. So we thinking about bring in the Alibaba use case. So we probably will raise it as a PR to the dash, and then maybe like 2 weeks from now, so not next week, probably the week after, we can talk about that HLD. Would that be okay for everyone, or you guys have some other agenda?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, because next week I will go China this Sunday, so next week I'll be jet lag, won't be good discussion. So that's a week after will be better.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll bring the other folks to the week after.
Okay. And so what I wanted to talk to you guys about is, especially Prince and Gohan and everyone on the call, is, we do have behavioral model meeting on Thursday. We have Dash Community on Wednesday. And we might have some conflicts on Thursdays. And so I was curious what you all thought about combining, changing, moving meeting times. Maybe Prince or Gohan, can you talk about a little bit more? But is it still beneficial to have the 2 full 1-hour meetings? Or are you open to changes or not? It doesn't have to be today, but what do you think about that? So we have Wednesday Dash community call where we talk about architecture, we talk about design, we talk about PRs, we have Q&A, we talk about a lot of different things and the different features. And then on Thursday, we have behavioral model, which is specific to the pipeline and P4 and the code and things like that. And so does it make sense to combine those or keep them separate or change the timing? Just curious what you guys think.
Oh, I haven't been able to attend that this behavior model meeting, right? So I don't know, like, what was the agenda there? Is this similar to this meeting? I mean, if it's similar, then.
So behavioral model is, like I said, it's specific to the P4. I mean, maybe it was kind of initiated by, was it Marian, Rashma, Hanif? It's things more related to that and P4 more than just Dash overall. Am I explaining that right, Hanif?
Yeah, so I think one of the things we basically did for the for the behavior model meeting is we review the models, right? I mean, when people have models to review and then get the feedback, we do that, and we also go ahead and talk about some of the things before that, like pertaining to BMV2 or perhaps some of the tests that were running on those behavior model. So it was very specific to the behavior model, and we always had something to talk about, unlike HA, which has really stalled in terms of whatever we have done so far. I think we had great discussions on the HA side, but there hasn't been anything else going on. So we have been keep on canceling those meetings. So I mean, I see a very much need for the behavior model kind of a thing because there is always something to talk about. Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing it since last May, right? So almost a year now.
Yeah. So I think, and for general PR discussions, we use community meetings, right? So those 2 meetings, I believe, if we want to reduce the frequency of the behavior model meeting to go ahead and say, okay, we do it every other week, maybe that's okay. That we can do those Thursday meetings to be every other week, and we can keep the Wednesday meeting as every week. That would basically also be fine. But yeah, I guess for HA, we have been canceling it for, I guess, last 2-3 months already. So maybe we can put it on the, either we can cancel that series and then, revive it when only when we have something. Yeah.
I could also move it and try and find a time where other people could attend as well. Prince, what do you think? So Prince, behavioral model, like I said, go ahead. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
what is the date time for the behavior model? It's Thursday when?
We do it Thursdays at, let me grab my
10
calendar.
a.m.
I think 10 to
Pacific.
11.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to
10
11.
Yeah.
And I know there's a conflict for a lot of people. It's Thursday, 10 a.m.
We
I
have
think
very good.
yeah, by the twice 2 weeks I think that frequency should be fine, right? So
Yeah, I
Hmm.
think that would be.
But keep the same
bi-weekly.
time. Okay. We could do something like, and I'm not saying we have to change it. I'm just trying to get your guys' thoughts. No, and I'm happy to change it. What does everyone else think? Do you think behavioral models too frequent, or?
Yeah, it seems a bit frequent at the moment for every week. Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit
Okay. All right.
alternate week or every 3 weeks, something like that would be good.
Okay. Okay, because we basically have BMV2, and then we have the P4 DPDK and things that we talk about there. And the last, we talk about, a lot of times we talk about different items and features that need to go into the behavioral model and how we're going to do it, and then how it kind of works into this graphic here, and the different things we need to clarify, and then the SONiC pieces. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Do you agree, Prince and Gohan? Maybe switch it to every other week?
Yeah, that works for me.
Is that better? Okay. Do you need me to shift the time by a half hour and maybe start it at 10:30?
10:30 to 11 or 10:30 to 11:30?
I could start 10:30 to 11 and then see if we need more time.
Yeah, because 11 we have a contact.
Okay. Do you guys think 30 minutes would be enough time? Rest of the team here? We could try it. I
Maybe.
mean, if it
Yeah.
doesn't work, then okay. Or at least we could have most everyone for a half hour, and then people could drop.
Could try that and see how it goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, we can always change and adapt. So let's try. I'm going to write this down. 10:30 to 11:30. Okay.
The HA meeting series has been really great. A lot of very good discussions happen there. So
HA or the behavioral model?
the high availability meeting series as well separately.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Was really, really great so far.
It was really good. We've just not really had a lot of content to discuss lately.
Yeah,
But,
and that's correct.
But I'm happy to call for topics on Monday, see if we have anything, no problem. So, okay.
Yeah, this one we are close to completion from HA side of things, but it has been really great discussions and very good conclusions there. Let's see that we can decide whether it's needed or not.
Well, and that one's basically about, are we optimizing for perfect synchronization, or are we optimizing for performance, or how are we going to manipulate this? That, I mean, it's a lot of back and forth in that discussion, I think. The bulk sync, and so it's pretty interesting. So, okay, but back to what we're doing today. Anything else for today then? Any other PRs or things we want to talk about? To know, then okay, I'll go ahead and end the call, and I'll send notes, and Prince, I'll send notes to you specifically to an email if you want. And I will stop the recording.
The inbound side of the pipeline discussion, that's okay. There is no need. Just for next time, maybe I don't think we have discussed that for service tunnel private link. We have only discussed the outbound. Inbound was probably still pending.
Was this in last week's notes, Resma?
Right. I think we didn't go into inbound last week.
We want to do this next week?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll make that. Okay. All right. And how is this something that the SONiC team or the SDN team needs to prep for, or is this just like round robin all around conversation?
Some prep might be needed. Prince probably would comment.
Okay, action item. Okay. All right, well, thanks everyone. I'm going to stop the recording and I hope you have a good day.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, I'll
Thank
talk to y'all later. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Christina. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.